Once you find the appropriate space to grow your vegetable garden and you have decided what to plant, it is time to gather the materials needed to grow your garden. Garden supplies include plants and/or seeds, a water source, fertilizer, manure, rake or a hoe, and a tiller. Plants or seeds may be purchased at any hardware store or a big chain home improvement store. There you will find general tomato, squash, cucumber, etc. seeds and plants. But if you want a specialty plant or seedlings, you may have to search for them online. A tiller is used to turn the soil so that it is soft and loose enough to plant the seeds. It's imperative to check your garden repeatedly to make sure the soil isn't dry. Removing weeds that cause compaction and hinder the growth of your vegetables is also imperative. If you have a small garden, you could use a watering can to water it. A large garden may need sprinklers to keep the soil moist. A rake or hoe is sufficient to use for weed control. If your garden contains organic matter, you will only need to fertilize occasionally when the garden growth has slowed down. If your soil is sandy, you may need to fertilize every week or two. Before planting your garden, it will be necessary to check the pH of the soil. If an acidity change is needed, lime or sulfur will need to be added to the garden. A proper pH helps keep the nutrients available for growing plants. Fertilizer is also used to supply nutrients to vegetables. Putting fertilizer where the crop feeds is an effective way to use fertilizer. A trench can be dug to distribute a pound of 666 fertilizer, which contains the minor nutrients down each 100-foot row. After covering the row, the enriched soil is raked and ready for planting. After 3 to 4 weeks, a small band of fertilizer can be distributed down each row. Most crops will only need 2 fertilizer applications, but crops such as tomatoes that continually produce will need additional applications. Don't overwater your garden. The soil in the garden needs to initially dry a little to encourage deeper root growth. Deeper root systems are more resistant to soil-borne insects. Check soil moisture by squeezing a ball of topsoil in your hand. If it holds together, there's plenty of moisture available. You have worked hard to grow your garden, and now it is time to harvest it. Enjoy all you can eat, but then do what you can with the extras. There are many ways to preserve your bounty. Any herbs that are grown can simply be rinsed, dried, and stored in either glass jars or plastic bags. Fruits such as strawberries and blueberries can be rinsed and frozen in pressure canning jams and jellies. Vegetables can also be frozen. Be sure to use containers approved for freezing. Blanching before freezing preserves color and vitamins and kills the enzymes that destroy flavor. Blanching is simply boiling vegetables for a specific time, then submerging them in ice water. Pressure canning is good for most vegetables, such as green beans, tomatoes, and okra. You can even mix together your favorite vegetables and can can vegetable soup for the winter. Be sure to use USDA approved recipes and processing times when pressure canning vegetables. There are many reasons to consider growing your own vegetable garden, but the most important reason is because the food tastes so much better. Not only do vegetables straight from the garden taste delicious, but they're also very healthy. You know exactly how the food was grown because you grew it. You know if there were any pesticides infecting your crops. Studies have shown that even low levels of garden productivity can result in perceived improvements in health and increased self-sufficiency. Increases in relationship building are made through interactions with family members who grow and harvest their own food. Saving money is another benefit to gardening. One bell pepper at the grocery store can cost between $1 and $2. Each bell pepper planted only costs a few dollars and produces multiple peppers throughout the summer. It is possible to save money and improve your family's financial situation by decreasing money spent on food. Millions of Americans live in food insecure homes, and rising rates of diet-related disease and obesity have caused many to begin their own gardens. It is important for everyone in America to know they have quality food and safe food options.